Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Anne's Wellness Reset. I'm out here on the west coast of Canada, and I was enjoying the rhodos so much today in bloom, and they don't last very long, that I thought I would record with them behind me. I hope you enjoy it. So today, I want to talk about HIIT for women, especially women over 50, and why I have personally started adding it into my routine. And I'll be honest, this isn't something that I've done for a long time. I've only really learned more about recently. I'm definitely not an expert. I'm just sharing what I've been trying and what's really working for me. Now, before we start, I want to be really clear. I'm not saying that I have stopped walking and steady cardio. What I am saying, though, is I have replaced a couple of cardio sessions a week with high intensity interval training. So the reason for this is I've learned that after 50, our bodies often respond really well to a little bit of intensity. So until recently, I was doing more traditional cardio, and I wasn't really seeing the results I was hoping for. And I found that I was often exhausted after a cardio workout. And once I started adding short bursts of higher intensity, things started to shift. I felt stronger, I had more energy, and I was starting to lose that stubborn tummy fat. So that's why I want to share this video with you. So what is HIIT? It stands for High Intensity Interval Training. And it's actually very simple. You do a short burst of harder effort followed by a period of recovery. And then you repeat that several times. And then you have a cool down. So it's not that long, and it's much more intentional. Now, I learned something really interesting that helped me understand why this works. I'm a little geeky when it comes to these things. I really like understanding why scientifically these things actually work before I try them. So inside our muscles, there are these two tiny proteins. They're called actin and myosin that help our muscles contract. Think of them like little rowing oars. They grab the muscle, they grab, pull, release, and repeat. So during higher intensity exercise, your body starts recruiting more muscle fibers more quickly. So in simple terms, you're asking more of your muscle in a shorter amount of time. So that additional stress on our muscles helps them get stronger. You know how it goes. If you don't use it, you lose it. So a little bit of stress is very helpful to grow our muscles. So this becomes really helpful after 50. Not only can maintain and even build muscle, it reduces visceral fat, the hidden fat. It can help reduce abdominal fat. It supports metabolism, such as improving glucose tolerance and insulin sensitivity. It improves our heart health. It increases energy levels and even helps with balance and strength as we age. And one thing I didn't realize is how important it is for those fast twitch muscle fibers. So we have two types of muscle fibers. We have the slow twitch for long endurance type activity, and we have the fast twitch for the strength and power activities. And as we get older, we naturally lose more of those fast twitch fibers. And those are the ones that are really important as we age, because they'll help us catch ourselves if we trip, and remain strong and independent. So it's important that we keep using them. And HIIT is one of the ways we could do that. So let me tell you what I've been doing to incorporate HIIT. I do HIIT on the elliptical twice a week. I alternate the elliptical with strength training, and I do one fun e-bike cardio session a week. I use the elliptical because it feels safe, it's low impact, and it's really easy to control the intensity. So I start with a 4-minute warm-up. I do a 30-second to 45-second high-intensity period, and then I follow with about a 2.5-minute to 3-minute recovery. I do that up to 6 times, and then I do a cool down for 4 more minutes. So that adds up to about a 30-minute workout. Now, I also do pay a little attention to my heart rate. So the goal is to achieve about 80 to 90% of your maximum heart rate during the intense bursts. So for me, at the age of 65, my goal is to attain a heart rate of about 124 to 140 beats per minute. If you're not into checking your heart rate, it's easy to measure. It's basically to the point that, you can't really have a conversation. And in the recovery period, your goal is to achieve about a 60 to 70% maximum heart rate or be able to have a conversation. So honestly, what's most important is make sure that you feel good. Now, if you're just starting out, I suggest that you do no more than 2 or 3 cycles of high intensity followed by recovery. And then just build on your success and you'll see changes. So I think the biggest thing I've learned from this is after 50, it's not about doing more of the same thing you've always done. It's about doing what works better for our bodies. And sometimes just add in a little bit of intensity can make a really big difference, at least in my case. So if you've tried HIIT, or if you're thinking about trying it, I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to watch this video on building muscle at 65. And I'll see you in the next video.